Hello and welcome to the ICT4D Conference podcast, where we are exploring the use of digital technologies and data innovations to address global development and humanitarian challenges. My name is Sonja Rützel. I'm at CRS, and I'm interviewing experts for you from our global in-person conference earlier this year in Ghana. We're now sharing some of the key takeaways and lessons learned from the discussions and workshops. Today, it's my pleasure to speak with Jeff Fortune about generative AI. So Jeff, first of all, welcome to our podcast.
Hey, thank you very much for having me today. I appreciate it.
In terms of introduction, Jeff Fortune, he's the Senior Director of Artificial Intelligence and Data Engineering at Bixel. And we are exploring how we are living and thriving in an area of artificial intelligence. Would you just like to add one sentence about who is Bixel? Because I'm not sure all of our audience might be aware of your organization, just as an introduction.
Hey, yeah, thank you. And thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk about Bixel. They're an amazing organization. And Bixel is a human-centered design and technology company that looks for opportunities and communities where we can engage and deliver social good outcomes for our partners and the communities and the people that we're trying to serve.
Thank you, Jeff. For me, the emphasis is on human-centered design, which I think is so important when we're talking about AI. So let's just delve into it. My first question, just more general, is who does AI impact and what are your thoughts on this? Just sort of setting the scene for us.
In my opinion, right now, AI is impacting everyone in the world. It's a transformative technology that is in almost every part of our life within a 2-year period of time. ChatGPT really kicked off this excitement with generative AI and has really shown people across the world how they can get access to knowledge that they didn't have access to originally. And so that's maybe there was a lot of articles that was written in English and you needed to transform that to maybe French or Spanish. And now you're able to do that pretty seamlessly with different tools like ChatGPT that can really take that content and take the meaning and understanding and give it back to you in the language that you prefer to read, which really opens up a lot, especially when you think about the technology field. We write a lot of our papers in English, and so being able to get that technology back out across the world into languages that other people can understand to allow innovators to really help their communities is priceless. So I also think, that it is very impactful for everyone. This technology is transformative, like I said, and it's transforming today, and it's going to be transforming for many years to come. There will be a lot of learning required and a lot of patience needed as the innovators transform. Everyone needs to have the opportunity to put their input, when they're able to address how you feel about AI. Go out there and learn. Everyone needs to have this time to start learning and preparing themselves for AI because knowledge is power. And I think the more that you learn about AI, the less scary it seems because you're able to start to understand what it's doing. And access to it right now is one of my biggest worries. We have to make sure people have access to the tools, but more importantly, the training and using of those tools, because it also provides resources to help ensure ability for communities to learn, innovate. And these tools also encourage, a more sustainable long-term outcome for the different communities that we're working with.
Thank you, Jeff. Particularly with your focus on access, I think there's generally obviously a concern that generative AI will further widen the digital divide. So that's certainly a very important point to make. You also particularly focused on the language models and particularly the language aspect. So going down that route, how do you think large language models are going to impact the internet?
Wonderful question. And the impact on the internet is we're seeing it today as well, with different large super applications like ChatGPT, Anthropic, Google Gemini, Microsoft Copilots. These applications are showing us the power of having these really clever AI assistants that can complete numerous tasks for us, like coding software, summarizing your daily news feed, taking really large documents and summarizing those down to an easy, understandable format. And additionally, the internet is going to be the most affordable way for innovators to provide AI services across the world too. In the near future, it will cost significantly less to host AI for inference. And what inference is, it's the process in which a generative AI model, a large language model, provides you a response based on the task you give it. And NVIDIA right now has really been helping build out a lot of data centers across the world, its capacity with their larger, more powerful compute. And how this really helps is it can get down to the mission level now, and the missions are able to provide cutting edge AI solutions to the communities who they are serving. This is important because some of these communities still lack stable cloud infrastructure, a good internet connection, having ownership over modern devices like iPhones and different Androids, and even potentially having the correct compute power within the regions they're currently in. AI has to work for everyone, so we need to really ensure that technology that we're building works in these communities and that it can work for everyone that we're serving.
Well said. Thank you, Jeff. And I would say now let's talk about some actual applications and make it very practical. Do you have some examples for us?
Yeah, AI has been a part of building very helpful tools and automation for a very long time. Mass production was created to reduce the cost of goods, autonomous driving to improve safety, and the smartphones we carry around in our hands to help with communicating. And I think building applications is great, but sometimes we need to understand how to build those applications. What I would really like to focus on is the access part of this. I'd really like to talk about an organization called Hugging Face that is in a machine learning community, and they provide free access to AI tools and information and learning opportunities no matter your current walk of maturity with your AI practices. So you can know nothing about AI, go to this community, and you can really start understanding what is a prompt, what is a large language model, how do you generate that? And they also have some really clever tools that a really large community builds. So you can also see AI at work and you can test out a whole different bunch of projects. This open source organization, Hugging Face, provides a free service also that has a world-class chat application that's much like ChatGPT. They allow several open source models, so you can go in and you can discover which model is maybe best for your task. And they also allow you to create personalized AI assistants to help automate routine tasks that you might do, like writing emails, summarizing documents, which can really help you get your hands on cutting edge technology for free in a community that is willing to foster, help, and train you along your AI journey. And also, this community really helps with the fairness of innovation that has the potential to improve services throughout all the communities around the world. By ensuring the human part of AI is being represented, Hugging Face provides access and knowledge freely, which we need to ensure diversity is being represented in our AI solutions that are being built.
Thank you, Jeff. I think it sounds exciting, and I love the fact that we have more solutions available now. And I particularly like your focus on learning about AI and fully understanding it. I love that. That's really important, just as we said, in terms of making it inclusive. And I also really like the focus of Hugging Face on making it available and your focus on access. Next point was just to see if we had any closing remarks. I don't know, Jeff, if you had anything you wanted to share as a closing.
I would say AI is a journey. And the first thing I think you really need to focus on when you are thinking about building AI is the data that you have. Understand the data, understand the consequences of using that data. If there's a lot of biases in that data, personal information that's in that data, you want to ensure that you're protecting the data and you're protecting the people that you're working with and their rights.
Thank you. I love that we're closing with AI ethics and AI safety, as that is really important. And I think another major concern or major issue we need to talk about just as well as the digital divide and the access. So thank you so much for touching upon so many important aspects in our first conversation about Gen AI. And thank you very much for joining us and for sharing your insights. We're adding the link to Hugging Face in the description for anybody who would like to have a look. And also, if you'd like to learn more about Jeff and about Bixal's work, there will also be a link.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
And for our audience, we have more information and more events coming up talking about generative AI. So this is a wonderful start. So I hope you join us again next podcast or other channel of the ICT4D conference. Thank you for listening to our ICT4D conference podcast. I'm your host, Sonja Rützel, and I hope you have enjoyed this episode. If so, please leave us a review, subscribe, and share with your friends. Thank you.